So, should we both drink at the same time?
That's right. Salute.
Ready? Salute. Well, Jason, I like your mug.
I like your mug. What a nice mug.
Where would somebody else get an awesome mug like that? Where could they find that?
Below. There's a nice description that takes you to Teespring. So, Tracie, tell everybody about our story with the symbol.
Okay, so everyone notice they're not the same in the sense that mine points up.
Yes, and mine points down.
There we go. So Jason sent me this beautiful sticker, of which you have these for people too, right?
Yes, right.
And there it is. Look at, he's having his point down. Now, I put it on the wall and Jason says, hey, you put that upside down. And I kind of laughed because I thought, what? Can you put that upside down? Is that a thing?
You're like,
so,
upside down.
So he says, yeah, it's got to be pointing down. And I said, okay. So I took this and I turned it around and it was pointing down. And then I got my mug.
And look at that.
And it's pointing up.
And look how the mug is.
It's pointing up. But Jason's is pointing down. So, yes. I love it.
The odds that you put the sticker
facing up
and your mug comes in.
And my mug supports the pointing up. Yeah.
That is crazy. That is interesting.
Yes. And then the It's You Guru girls told us that it's that it means something when they point up and down.
Yes.
Well, actually, the way it's pointing.
Yes, and I looked at the picture that she sent me, and I'll have the picture right there. The picture that she showed me, it looked like the one like this, even though it's pointing up, but you're facing the sun or the earth or something like that. So you're facing either the sun or the earth. And with that being said, that's the feminine energy. And then the other one is pointing down. So you're facing, the masculine, and you're facing the sun. So hopefully I got that right. But I thought that was interesting how yours came in like that. And you had the sticker like that. I was like, what are the odds? I said, you know what? Take that sticker, put it back.
The timing of all of it was perfect because the people that had the answer to explain it to us were right there. So
right.
Synchronicity. We've been telling people to watch their synchronicity.
So when you order your mug, if you get it like this or the other way, there's a reason for it, evidently.
Yeah. Yes. It is balancing the masculine, feminine energy. So welcome your mug, no matter how it shows up.
When I was young, when I drew it, it was facing down. So that's why I was like, yours is upside down. But, hey, we learned something new.
So, yeah, both of mine are pointing up.
Nice. Oh, both of them? Perfect.
Yes, mine are facing the correct way.
Oh, yours is correct. Mine's wrong. So we also, you had to go back to almost a year ago for one of the videos when we did a channeling and we asked Doctorians, I believe, of what this meant. And it is a 5D energy symbol, and it deals with manifestation, portals, transportation, activations, and raising your vibration and raising your frequency.
Very cool.
So, and in 5 years or 10 years from now, we're supposed to be doing something with this.
Yeah, we'll be doing the shows in person.
That's right. Be like, boom.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, tonight's show night. You come my way, am I going your way? Yeah.
And they have, you can order shirts, beach towels. Matter of fact, I'll bring this one next time I go on a cruise.
Ooh, look at that. You need to be hanging that up behind you somewhere.
I thought about that, but I was like, let's see how it came out. Oh, I got the feminine up. Oh, never mind.
The feminine. Nice.
So
that looks awesome.
The next time I go to the beach, and it came out good too.
It's good quality
and everything. I was like, man, that's pretty impressive how how dark it came out.
Yeah. Very nice.
I'll fix this later. So there's beach towels, socks, stickers, shirts. So they make a little bit of everything.
Got hats. You got hats?
They don't do hats. I have to find some other company to make hats.
I would have got a hat. Then I could have worn it. What about little buttons? We could get buttons to put on and
little patches. You know, like little
patches for the sleeves.
I'll work on that. Let me make a note.
That's right. So very good. And just another little announcement that we were talking about, still haven't locked in the dates, but we are still looking at August for ECETI for people that are watching for that. ECETI is on their winter break and haven't returned our messages yet, but we are still working on that. So just so you know, we haven't forgotten.
Sometime in August, right?
Did you just say August?
August?
Yes.
Country coming out.
Yes. My hope is that it's either the first or second weekend of August, but don't mark it on the calendar yet because we got to hear back from ECETI to see what's going on those weekends and make sure that's going to work.
Mm-hmm. Yes, to confirm a few things.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Perfect.
What else?
March 8th, you have a group gathering.
Yes. And everybody's going to want to go because Jason's going to be playing the highlighters.
That's right.
He's going to
I was thinking about maybe doing some energy symbols, maybe bring that symbol to the party, you know.
There you go. That's right.
Everybody in the
vibration.
You know, everybody in the Coliseum and some energy symbols going on.
So if you're watching this before March 8th, that means that you have time to click the link below. That's for the big prayer meetup. We're going to do it through Zoom. There's going to be a link below. You can join in. It's March 8th, which is Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're in a different time zone, you get to figure that out because that's just too much work. But we get people from all around the world. The last one we did, people from all over the world came and we did light language. This time you can do anything. You can do Reiki. You can do just
that'd be fun. That sounds
prayer. You can hold intention. You can play singing bowls, tuning forks, clicking pens, whatever you want to do. Light language. Yeah. So it is open to everyone that just wants to hold the space for healing of the planet. We're going to focus on right now the coronavirus is real big with creating fear around the world and people getting sick and just healing and releasing that fear. And so that's going to be one of the focuses. It's kind of going to be collectively because people are getting flu bugs and getting sick and there's a lot of things going on the planet that are upsetting people. So it's just going to be kind of, we'll focus on a couple of things, set intentions. Everybody can set their own intention as they're listening to it. If you're a listener and you didn't make it in time, but you're watching the prayer, set your intention with it. All time is now, right? So your energy is joining us, even though you didn't know you were there. So that's the amazing part.
It would be interesting to, if it was possible, measure someone's vibration or frequency before the session, and then
that would be
after the session, measure their vibration or frequency.
Let's just set that Schumann resonance off.
Boom. Be like, what's going on?
People will be like, I've never seen it like this before. And it'll be like, that was our prayer. But, yes. But the intention is, as always, it's just love. So come with love in the heart and we got it. Whatever you bring to it, it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. You have the time?
10 a.m. Sunday, March 8th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So for you, that would be noon.
Yeah. So it'd be 12 Central.
And 1 o'clock Eastern. Yeah. So, and then we've got Australia, which you guys have already been figuring out your time. And we've got, oh my gosh, we got people all over, UK, all kinds of places. So I know you guys have all been working out your time, and the beautiful souls that have been posting your time frames and the videos that I've already posted on this. You can do that on this one too. If you are planning on joining and you want to help people know what time in your time zone, you could post it if you got it calculated out. So that's always helpful.
Perfect. How many people you had last time?
We had 14 people last time, and that was just kind of an intimate little thing. I believe the YouTube or the Zoom video conferencing can hold 100.
Yes, I think so.
So
You know,
I'm setting my sights high. Let's fill it up. Let's see how much it can hold. Let's get everybody on board. But you know, I just really don't have an expectation. I'm just excited that, you know, I've been posting it on social media and through YouTube and different things and getting a lot of response. So as long as I'm good about getting up and reminding everybody on Sunday morning, don't forget to join us here. Hopefully it'll be a nice, beautiful crowd of people. Just, we're all holding each other up, you know, in a world that's been so divided. Let's come together and let's just say some prayers and yeah, come together. There we go.
Right now.
All right. So, yeah.
Last announcement is, if you didn't check out the video that we did, a video collaboration with W.H.Y Guru, I do recommend you watch it to the end. If you didn't watch the end, I do read some of the analytics, and it seems about 30 minutes into it, you know, but you should watch the bloopers at the end. It was a lot of fun. So
yeah, we did have a good
pretty
time.
Funny. So that's a little bonus.
Yes, that one's fun. Go watch that video. That's on Jason Ballay's page. If you're watching this on my page, go to Jason's page because he's got the It's You Guru interview.
Yeah, Jason with Q.R.E. And they will come back and they will do another video.
Oh my God, yeah. We may have to talk to him after they do their hike in Spain.
Yes.
Because I imagine there's going to be some good stories with that.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to throw out there again the Channeling and Light Language workshop in San Rafael, California. That's going to be March 21st and 22nd, and that is on my website as well, which a link for that is down below. So
that would be fun. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I've already gotten to work with a couple of people that are going to be there, and I'm going to tell you, I get goosebumps over here. I can't imagine being in the same room with these guys, what it's going to be like. So, but yeah, there's going to be different levels of channeling being learned and different types of light language coming in. What does that look like? What does it do? That type of thing. Some interaction with that. It's going to be pretty cool. So I'm very excited about that. Can't wait. I'm like counting the days because we're in March now. So I'm like, oh, it's getting closer. So, and I'll be doing that with Valerie Camozzi, just to let people know. There's two of us doing that. Valerie Camozzi and myself will be doing that workshop.
Nice. Sounds like fun.
It's going to be a good time.
Interesting times. I can't wait to hear the after stories.
Yeah.
Like all the craziness and like weird things happening.
Yeah. Where did people go? I heard your whole conference room disappeared. No.
How is there so much light coming out that room?
I heard the black helicopters were flying over.
Oh. I feel like they're back. They're back. They're doing it again.
What's happening over here? We're picking up some readings. Oh, it's too funny. So that'll be good. It's going to be, I'm excited about that. And yeah. And I'm sure that we'll be collaborating a few more things throughout the year as well. As far as what are we doing? Where are we going to be? Jason doesn't know this yet, but there'll be more. Maybe that's what you should ask Daniel today. What else will we be doing this year?
Well, sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit. No, but that's not even the limit.
Yeah, it's true. We got the space and the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiverse. There is no limit. It's
in the 3D.
It's infinite.
Keep it 3D.
We'll do our best to keep it 3D until we don't. I mean, yeah, we'll start in 3D and then take off from there. How about that?
Absolutely. It would be nice to do one of those other meet and greets at one of those other conferences. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll just have to put our little antennas out, figure out where we're supposed to be next.
Absolutely.
Because meeting you guys is a lot of fun. And just that's what makes it fun to be here is all of the interaction, the comments, and actually getting to meet up with you guys. So very fun.
Yep. All the love and support. Mm-hmm.
We got our little hearts on. Okay.
Cool. I think that's it for the announcements that we have.
Yeah.
Anything else? You ready to go round up the crew?
I'm going to go round them up. We'll see what happens. I have a dog that's pacing back and forth right now, which is right on cue with us getting started.
Now he wants some
She
attention.
seemed to have gotten the memo to make noise. So
On cue.
right on cue, guys. Okay, so let's go see what the group has for us today. What we say is we see dancing in the streets. Dancing in the streets. Where is that happening? It should be happening everywhere. And we are looking forward to a time when that is the case, when dancing in the streets is what is happening everywhere.
Is this Bourbon Street by any chance?
Were you dancing in the street, Jason?
No, not recently. Maybe on the levee. We did like a little shake on the levee.
Oh, there you go. Maybe that is the dancing we are seeing. But we feel like this dancing in the street means a time to celebrate. And there is a lot of energy around all of you. So look for the things that is a time to celebrate for you, and not to keep your focus on those things that are not working or that are causing you to be in that lower frequency, but find the things that make you want to dance in the street. Find the things that make you happy. Find the things that are setting a better frequency for you to enjoy and participate in. That is what we are seeing the dancing in the street for. And everyone that is listening, you all have something to be excited about. There's something coming for you if you haven't already been experiencing it. So be ready and put that joy in your heart as if you have already received it, as if there is already something to celebrate, because it is here, it is coming. You're catching up to it, and you will be dancing in the street. So be watching for that.
Nice.
How are you, Jason?
Pretty good, pretty good. So when you recommend people to dance in the street, make sure there's no cars coming. Make sure you look both ways.
That is good advice. Yes.
Don't get too excited. Look both ways.
Yes. Do not dance in the highways. That is not a good idea.
Noted. So how have you been doing, Daniel?
Oh, it has been a busy, busy time. All these people are starting to wake up. Have you felt that frequency rise? All of this beautiful energy of ascension coming in, more and more people starting to respond to the call. And it is a very exciting time. And we hope that you are witnessing that as well, as you look at your friends and your neighbors and your colleagues and your families, and you are seeing them start to ask more questions, start to think a little bit more for themselves. And we know there are still the ones out there that are walking around with their little blinders on, but we do say that it is a beautiful energy right now that supports everyone stepping into their ascension and moving into this much higher frequency. And the ones that have already been in it, you have been raising up into a much higher frequency for yourself. And we know that you had talked to Tracie just a little bit about how she was feeling tired and ready to go take a nap. And we say that is her responding, her physical body is responding to the energy and to the vibrations as they rise again. And you are experiencing that over there as well. Your energy, your frequency, it keeps on rising up and keeps on shifting and changing. And so when the body is acclimating to that and moving that kind of energy through it, it needs to rest a little bit more. And one of the things that she kind of knows but didn't really know is that she's also working a lot at night, and she is doing a lot of things in the etherical realm, and so are a lot of people, and that is why we bring that up. If you are feeling fatigued right now or just feeling sleepy and feeling like you could go take a little nap, and we say to you, if you can do it, go do it, because it is your body is just trying to acclimate to the energy, and you are working behind the scenes even when you are not aware you are doing it. And right now there is a lot of activation for those who are not aware that they are doing work. Even those who are sitting there going, what is it I'm supposed to be doing with my life? Where am I supposed to be going? I feel this calling and I don't know what to do with it. And we say to you, you are already doing it. You're doing it in your sleep. And we know that you want to do it in your awakened state too. So just intend for moving beautiful frequencies of kindness and love through the earth every day. Do it through your smile, do it through kind words, do it through laughter and play. And you will find that that too is just as much of a purpose in this world as going out and doing a Reiki practice or energy work of any kind or intuitive healing practice. We say you don't have to have an office to sit down with somebody in to move this energy around. Just be kind, be loving, and be funny. Have fun, play, laugh, be a child. That is going to really raise the frequencies around you and get other people to giggle and laugh as well.
Interesting. You mentioned at night, Tracie is hard at work at night. What is she working on? If you could share that.
We can share that. We want to just set the stage that she leaves the body, and she often will go and meet up with collectives. And sometimes she is even meeting with others that she has met along the way, and she meets up with them in their dream state, and she gives them messages, and she'll go off and she will work in the ethers. She'll go back into these other realms of reality and these other dimensions, and she brings her energy there to collect more information so she has a better idea of how to guide and move people through their sessions while she is here. There is a great awakening of beings on the planet right now where if you think about 5 years ago, people were thinking, what do I got to do to help with the ascension? And it was about waking people up, get them on board with the ascension, start to ask questions, start to broaden the mind, think about the fifth dimensional earth. What would that be like? And now we have so many people manifesting and creating this beautiful reality. Now we have to wake people up to the next level. And that will happen again, where they wake up again to the next level beyond that. And it is in that awakening that she is moving through, and so are you, and so are these videos and other videos like this, where the collective is getting the message to bring everybody up to the next level. And you notice that the conversations, they advance, they move beyond the earth splitting into the fifth dimension and so on and so on. And now the conversations have elevated, and people are talking about other things like the advancement of technology and the different, you were talking about your symbol that you use and how it shifts the energy and all of that, and sacred geometry, and how are these energies being used. So before it was just a thought, and now it is being put into action. And that is the information that she collects as she comes back in, and then she shares that frequency, she shares that information, she brings other people into the space when she is taking them into their sessions, and just interacting, just you watching this video right now while she's speaking, while we speak through her, you are getting the frequencies, you are getting the codes, you are getting the downloads that she has collected while she was out of body. No wonder she is tired. And we say that she is always working. She is always trying to find the next thing and the next thing. What do we do next? Now what do we do? And we think that, she came in as one of those people that is very geared towards working hard, and she is very dedicated. And so she likes to make sure that things are getting done and moving forward. And she has already complained about this Mercury retrograde. She had maybe 2 days where she didn't have a lot going on. She's like, this standing still thing is driving me nuts. And yet we were saying, you have to rest. We got so much more coming. And so we were wanting her to just relax. And yet she was stir crazy going, what am I supposed to be doing next? And so she went out and cleaned up her front yard and burned off energy doing that, because we had nothing for her yet. But it is It is one of those things where many of you are starting to feel this call getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And we are so excited that so many of you have been opening up to the messages. You show up here to these videos and other videos like this, and you're moving yourself into what it is you are supposed to be here for. And you are setting intention, and you are opening doors and windows of opportunity to bring in more information. And it is a very exciting time as that ripple effect of that energy is getting louder and louder, and people cannot ignore it. And it is really starting to take an effect on the larger collective consciousness. And we do think that if you pay attention, you'll see evidence of that in conversations and watching people that are elevating their thoughts and asking more in-depth questions other than how is the weather. And we think that is an exciting time. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. For you mentioned Mercury retrograde, and I know Tracie loves to mention that all the time. But when something is going weird or haywire, how much of that is really Mercury retrograde versus the Ascension energy or something else?
Oh, that is a good question. And we do think it all plays a part. It all kind of dances together. Maybe that's what's dancing in the street, is Mercury with the Ascension energies. But it is a very calculated thing. The Mercury going into retrograde, or any planet going into retrograde, will make you feel like you are going a little bit slower or even backwards in that area of your life. And Mercury is not the only one that goes in retrograde. Every planet does it. But Mercury is the one that messes with your communication, with your electronics, and with your plans for the day, so to speak. And Mercury is the one that puts people in those weird little moods where they cut you off in the street and they're grumpy and scattered and having a hard time getting things to work right or line up in the right way. And so Mercury gets noticed, and it happens more than the other planets do in the astrology. And so that does actually have an effect on people during the time that it is in retrograde. But we say to you, don't even worry about Mercury in retrograde, because what happens is you just keep moving forward anyway. And that time that feels like it's in pause, if you are experiencing that, and not everybody does experience it that way, but if you are experiencing a slowdown in an area, or whatever it is that you are experiencing, your electronics giving you hiccups and things that aren't working right, and signals that maybe your Wi-Fi signal is not working well one day and it does the next, and it gives you trouble. We say do not worry about that. It is all in alignment. Everything is perfect. You are always perfectly exactly where you are meant to be and when you're meant to be there. And the communication that is meant to happen is happening. And if something is a hiccup, then trust that it is a hiccup for a reason. And trust that there is a slowdown for a reason. And trust that you will be propelled forward when that perfect time arises for you to do that as well. And that the energy is here to work with you and support you. And you did say the Ascension energies.
Yes. I can ask a question about that, or you can continue on with the Ascension energy. But
well, we had talked last time about a diamond energy, correct? Is that where we left off?
I do remember us talking about the diamond energy.
Mm-hmm. And that was going to be bringing in some clarity. And a lot of people are experiencing that clarity. Maybe they're experiencing it because they slowed down, yeah? And now they're getting time to pause and reflect and look at these things with clearer eyes. And moving forward into March. March is a very fast-paced month. You're going to be experiencing some movement in March. Once you feel like this energy is starting to lighten up, it's going to be like, okay, now we got to go. Wait, where did March go? And it'll be gone. And so we want you to be very focused on your desires, because you are manifesting more rapidly this month than you were in February. You are going to be manifesting quite rapidly. So right now, while we are still in that little bit of the little stone just starting to roll down the hill, And we think by the 5th, you're going to start feeling it really start rolling down the hill. And then by the 9th, it's going to be full force going down the hill. So you want to make sure that you are thinking right now, what would I like to manifest? What would I like to create? With great clarity and from love in my heart, what do I want to create for my future? And we say to you, creating from the heart is going to be your fastest and most blessed creation. And you're going to experience something magnificent. And we told you, you are going to want to dance in the streets, but you play a part in that. You need to come from the heart. What is it that you want? What do you want to create? And the energy is here to support that and to help you unravel that piece. And then by April, and you'll be springing into spring. Isn't that fun? And you'll be ready for this manifestation of greatness to really take its form and really start taking off, and you'll feel launched. And for those of you who are putting that energy into it, you will feel that launch in April. Now, the energy that's coming in around that, we have this really interesting image in our minds because we still have that very beautiful diamond-like energy, that very beautiful clarity. And then around the outside of that, if you were to imagine the earth and then this layer of diamond energy that is bringing in the clarity. And then around that is a royal blue ring of energy. And this royal blue ring of energy, it is almost as if it is bringing in a second layer of good fortune. And we know that not everybody will feel it as good fortune. And we want to say, get yourself through the pieces that you need to get through. If something is surfacing to heal, let it surface and heal, because this blue ring does want to bring you something fabulous into your life. And maybe it is the healing that is the fabulous thing, but maybe that doesn't feel so comfortable because it's bringing up old information, it's bringing up old wounds or whatever. Or maybe it's bringing up a relationship that is going to be going off to the wayside. And so your good fortune might be something moving out, which may not feel so good. But once you let that go, once you see that that is part of the divine plan and you move it out, and we're feeling some people are hanging on to this in the solar plexus and in the sacral chakra, not wanting to let go of something that needs to be released. And just call in your angels and your guides around you to help you move out of what is no longer serving you comfortably and easily, and feeling the joy in your heart about moving forward, because this energy really does want to bring you something to be excited about. Because once everybody listening here is moving into that excitement, is moving into that light, and then is moving into receiving and accepting and knowing you are worthy of what this blue ring has to bring you, that is when you start receiving it. And as a collective, the energy and the vibration starts to rise up, and it starts to bring even more people up with it. And it is going to be a fabulous thing when people start seeing you manifesting and creating your reality to a place of joy, where you just can't quit smiling, because it's like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe that I keep creating all of these things in my life. And I think it, and it's almost instant that it shows up, and I get to be traveling, and I was able to get this beautiful home that we've been wanting, and I've been able to do this and be able to do that. I created the perfect job. Whatever it is that you are working on to create bliss and love and creating from the heart, everyone around you is seeing you do that. So if you want to know what is my purpose on this planet, your purpose is to be happy. Your purpose is to go out and create this joy. Your purpose is to show everyone that it is doable, because then they're going to want to know what you're doing. And then that's when you get to share and move them up with you. And that is when the ascension truly begins, because your world does want to support you. And it wants you to have nice things. It doesn't want you to suffer. If you're suffering, you're not in high vibration. If you are attached to these things to the point where that is taking away from your joy, then that is not okay either. You need to know that things can come and go, and they're fluid in that. And in that 1 minute you might be able to enjoy this beautiful thing, and then the next minute you might be asked to pass it on to the next person. And you need to be willing to do that. You need to be open to the fluidity of your abundance coming and going like a flow. And when you step into that reality, when you step into that flow, you're going to really open up a whole nother door of abundance coming to you. And it is going to be very fun for everyone that is willing to give this a try. And we hope everybody is on board with that right now.
Should they comment below what they're trying to manifest and trying to create from the heart? Should the audience comment below? Would that be a good idea?
We want to look at that because not everybody that reads that, you want to make sure that when you comment, you are in a space where you are supported by everyone around you. It is often said that it is best to keep your manifestations to yourself, and then you can share it afterwards, yeah? But if you are sharing, I want to create a dream home, and somebody else is looking at that going, you will never be able to do that, then that does affect the frequency of your manifestation. So we say if you're going to be posting below, be very careful about how you present your manifestation. We prefer that you tell us afterwards. That is how we want to do it. Tell us after you've created it, because so many of you will be creating very rapidly. And if it is comfortable for you to start off with something small, start off with something small. But everyone here is a collective. This is one thing we could say. We could say, as a collective, everyone watching this video is very loving, very supporting. We can feel your hearts, and we know that you are very, very expansive in your own journey. And so let's hold space for each other in creating. And right now, just set the intention that the frequency and vibration of everyone creating that is watching this video right now, that this manifestation, this frequency of creation hits everyone in beautiful ways and miraculous ways, and healings and manifestations and abundance are touching everyone that is asking. And then when that creation, that healing, that manifestation happens, that is when we want to hear about it down below, because then nobody can rob your joy of that. It is already there. How does that sound?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm glad I asked that question.
We are glad you asked that too, because that is a very touchy area when it comes to manifestation in a duality world. If we were already in the fifth dimension, we'd say share away, because everyone will take joy in your joy. But we are not there yet. And we need to create the joy and be able to demonstrate the joy to bring all those who are not there yet up into participating in this frequency as well.
Interesting.
Very good.
Interesting. Good points. I'm glad I asked that question, and I'm glad you provided that information. So, you mentioned Ascension energy. For the new viewers, can you explain a little bit about that? What that is?
There is waves of energy. The planet is moving through these new galactic poles and shifts, and the planet itself is going through the polar shift. We talked about that on other shows as well.
Yes,
and it is creating some new dynamics, some new energy, some new frequencies. It is opening up ley lines. It is creating a different energy and frequency within the collective consciousness. There are waves of energy coming in. The solar flares that are being created through the sun portal are bringing in frequencies and waves. And these waves are, imagine when you're walking through a desert and you can see those little heat waves. You know what we are talking about. You see them on TV where they make the mirages and those little heat waves.
Yeah.
Imagine waves of energy like that coming through, and they move through the body. And so one of the things that we've talked about before are the ascension symptoms, where you will feel like you have a headache, or that you are dizzy or lightheaded, or that you're having a hard time forming and keeping a thought, that you feel nauseous, that you feel like you're in a pressure cooker, whatever it is. There are pages on the internet that you can find a list of symptoms, and people go through these waves as the energy comes in. And the more that you have been through them now, we think the easier it is to make it through these waves. One of the things that has been hitting people a lot lately that Tracie has been hearing about is how people will be sitting there and all of a sudden they'll get a wave of energy and it just makes them feel a little lightheaded and dizzy, and then boom, they're back. And so if you're experiencing that, that might be something fun to post about as well. Any other symptoms? Crystallized skin. The skin starts to turn into almost like a crystalline, sparkly texture, or have what do we want to say, a look to it that is crystalline. And people are experiencing that as they're shifting into other vibrations. And depending on what collective they may be not attached to, communicating with at the time, could be affecting how the energy is coming in as well. A lot of you have started stepping into your channeling and your light language, and we applaud you all for that, as that is a beautiful frequency that you're opening up to. And as you bring in the light language and the channeling, you are adjusting quicker. You are opening yourself up to be downloaded or activated in these frequencies so that you are ready for the waves when they come in, and you are being able to adapt to them a little quicker. And so keep doing that. And if you are new to this information, then start doing that, opening yourself up in the highest and best good for yourself, and only the highest and best activations can come in. That is how we recommend you say it. And you surround yourself with your angels and your guides, and just pull in this most beautiful, beautiful energy. And that way your guides, I am Tracie's gatekeeper. I'm Daniel. If you are new to me, I am an Octurian that has come in to work with Tracie, and I am also acting as her gatekeeper, so only highest and best frequencies can move through her, and that is what we are asking you to do as well. And so that way you do not have to worry. You know that is the highest and best frequency. And her dogs agree, as they are applauding that in the background. And yes, did we answer the question?
I think so. I think so. Unless there was anything else you would like to add, but I think that was a pretty good definition of ascension energy. Is there a difference between the diamond energy and the ascension energy?
Well, it is all ascension energy. It is all about moving the frequencies up, moving. We say frequencies because that is a terminology that is best used in your planet, in your societies. It is a vibration. It is just a different vibration than you're in right now. So we refer to a third dimensional vibration, fourth dimensional vibration, fifth dimensional. And so we talk about a vibration. So we often use that terminology when you take a pencil and you shake it up and down, and then the more you shake it, the harder it is to see the pencil. It starts to disappear.
I do remember that.
That is how we would like to reference that. Like the pencil would be your third dimension. You start to shake it and it gets a little fuzzy. That's your fourth dimension. You shake it a little more. That is your fifth dimension. And it starts to disappear on you. Well, your frequencies start to vibrate a little faster, and then they start to pixelate to those who are looking at you from a third dimension. Tracie had a wonderful discussion this week or over the weekend with somebody that was raising their vibration, and she said, go out and play with this a little bit, but not while you're driving a car, because you want to be seen in your car. But if you know you're going into a grocery store, just set the intention to be high vibrational, and just think of things that you love, and move that vibration into a high vibration, and then go into the store and see if people notice you. And the ones that are a little more awake, they're going to be drawn to you. And the ones that are absolutely not awake are going to bump into you. They're not going to see you. They're going to cut in front of you in line. And just go play with that and see how that works, because you are all, if you are watching this video, you are all 1 foot in, 1 foot out of that fifth dimension, moving back and forth between 3, 4, 5. And you can shift those energies. And it is kind of comical to go out into public and raise your vibration up and see if people bump into you because they're looking at their phones or they're arguing with their spouses, and boom, they run right into you. Oh, sorry, didn't see you. And you can just chuckle because you'll know why. And that, or they cut in line in front of you, not even realizing you were standing there. And so we want you to play with that stuff and recognize that it is like a graduation day when this happens. When someone does not see you, it means you're vibrating at a high frequency. And then the more beautiful part about it is they came in and bumped into you. So now their energy and your energy collided. So that means you exchanged that high frequency with them. And now it is like planting a seed. And now it has an option to grow and wake that person up. So that is also a wonderful thing. And we think it is a fun thing to share that energy and set intentions for this energy to be shared, and bring that light out from you and share it with those who are ready to receive it. And that starts to create another ripple effect.
Interesting. I like that last statement because I was about to ask you about that. So we're on the same page on that one. When someone bumps into you, there's a reason for it.
Yes. Yes, there's always an exchange, isn't there? And maybe their little angels were going, oh gosh, let's get let's get Michael over here to bump into Claire, because Claire's got a very high frequency and we can't seem to get him away from the video games. And so maybe they're guiding him over there. But yes, there's always some form of exchange of energy and frequency for that.
Interesting. Is there anything else you would like to talk about with the Ascension energy by any chance?
Let us look and see. May we scan the audience here and see if there is something that comes in on that for us?
Yep, that is fine. See if there's anything for the YouTube collective.
We see a lot of yellow energy going on with the YouTube collective. All this information, they're like little sponge. Everybody is in the sponge mode. And Tracie is giggling because she has been in a sponge mode. We're like, give me information. I just want something new. I want something new. Give me something new. And that is what we are seeing going on here is this energy of yellow is like everybody is asking, why is this happening? Why is that happening? And what else can you tell me? Give me more, give me more. And so we're seeing a lot of this happening among the collective here that is listening. And we see this beautiful sharing of information and energy. And as we all have set the intention to be here and to move our energies with each other, there is a sharing as we are sharing with you, all of you, and maybe set the intention to create a download for any information that we have over here that we hold within the consciousness of Tracie. You can set the intention to download that information as it is being put out into the collective energy right now. And again, we say ask to download it in your highest and best good for what you are ready to receive at this time. We do have, that's interesting, over on this side we are seeing a little bit of red energy coming in, and this red energy, it feels very fiery. It feels very, actually it feels like the fairies. That is what we're going to say. It feels like the fairy realm is coming in, and they are bringing in this fiery ignited energy, passion, love, a new surge of energy, like a second wind. So they're saying for all those who you have been feeling sleepy, let us bring this in and give you a second wind. Let's bring it in and wake you up a little bit. And so we are seeing this now coming in from the right side here, and then moving across and just covering everybody with this beautiful red energy, and bringing in a second wind and bringing in this new surge of passion and energy and excitement and almost mystery to it. So for those of you that resonate with the fairy realm, definitely call in your fairies to come in and help you see what it is you are meant to do next with this energy.
Now I'm going to be wide awake now.
You will be, yes, and that is okay. The fairies will come in and they will entertain you. Maybe they'll dance like little orbs in your bedroom, and you will at least have some entertainment.
I might have to warn Karen about that.
Yes, Karen will be excited. She'll be like, Jason, what's going on in here? What are these little lights? She'll be like, did you put those little neon stickers on the roof? Because I'm seeing something glowing.
That would be funny.
We apologize now, Karen. We apologize now. There are many of you, as we talked about the fairies, you went into the fairy realm. It is almost as if our entire view has just turned into this beautiful forest with waterfalls off in many different directions, and almost like these little floating beautiful islands of trees and pools of water and waterfalls. And we can see all of these very magical helpers all around, the elves, the fairies, the wizards, the unicorns, the Pegasus, the dragons, and so on and so on. The gnomes, they say, don't forget us. The trees, the tree people. There's so much going on in the fairy realm. And it is such a very magnificent place to be tapped into right now, because their frequency in the fairy realm is already being consistently held in the high vibrations that we are seeking. And so if you connect with the fairies and you connect with nature, we encourage you to just go to this beautiful, majestic place in your mind and ask for a tour. Call in your dragon, call in the fairies, call in the wizards, ask them to bring you on a tour of something that you could see in the fairy realm right now. We are being shown to go to, this is interesting, there is a pool of water. We're seeing this pool of water. So if you are able to close your eyes right now, just go into the space with us. You are in the fairy forest. Maybe one of your fairies showed up to bring you to this pool of water. And it is almost like this ice blue mirror of a water. It is so clear and it is so reflective. And when you look into that pool of water, you are going to see something very magical that is meant for you and only you. And there will be a gift. It could be a word that is written in the water that you see like a reflection. It could be some sort of gift. It could be somebody that is a guide or an angel or a loved one coming to visit. Whatever the reflection is, that is your gift for you. And so just look into that magical pool of water. Oh, we have a lot of mermaids in the collective. Very interesting. Lots of mermaids energy just got activated. And there's a lot of, we are not sure how that would work to ask you to listen for it, but there is a song of the mermaids going on right now, and we can hear it in the mind, but we do not hear it with the ears. So we're not sure how to incorporate that, but if you were meant to hear it, you will hear the song of the mermaids as well. And there's so much amazing energy being collected at this time with everybody participating in this. It is making a wonderful and big energy. We do like how the dogs are always ready to participate in the shows. And they are always making some sort of noise to let us know that they can feel the energy. Okay, so we want to bring everybody back out to the fairy realm when you are ready to come back into your bodies, and know that you can go back to this pool of water anytime you want, and you can even ask questions and your answers will appear in that beautiful pool of water. And there are some of you that need to also connect to the tree people when you get a chance and you know who you are. Sit in a meditation later and go talk to the tree people. They have messages for you from Mother Earth. And there's going to be some, we want everybody to spend time outside over the next week. We want you to spend time outside, and we want you to look at the sky, and hopefully you will be able to be in an area that exposes blue skies to you and not clouds. Tracie giggles, as it has been very cloudy in Oregon. But there are breaks in those clouds, and there are moments of blue skies, and she is agreeing she will go out and just spend time under the blue skies. But we want you to look into that energy and that frequency of that blue, because there is some downloads, some light codes coming in for you that may be new frequencies for a few of you. So go out and enjoy the sun and get some of the light codes that are coming in right now. There will be a new set of light codes coming in about 2 to 3 weeks. So make sure that you get the ones that are coming in now, and then you'll be ready for the next wave of information or codes that are coming in. And don't think that you're going to miss out if you didn't get outside. Don't be like, oh, I don't know if I got the codes. You got the codes. Everybody gets the codes, because if you didn't get them, somebody else did, and then you move and interact with that person. Spirit will always get you there however they can. And so the exchanges will happen. But it's just nice to stand outside and look at the blue sky and enjoy the sun and let the codes come in, and just have a moment of quiet with your source energy, with your high self, and just be in that moment of peace and enjoyment. So we invite you to do that.
Very nice.
Do you have anything else for us, Jason?
No. Is there anything else for the YouTube Collective, or is there any other messages, I should say?
we are seeing that there are messages. The masters are here, and we know that we talked to Jesus last time, and that is a wonderful master energy, and it seems to be a ripple effect that it is still here, and many of you are needing to connect with the master energy. We know that we had the Moses codes coming in at one time when the animals were acting funny, and the rainbow energy was showing up for everybody. The Moses codes were coming in. For those of you that have been activated in those codes, look where you are now compared to where you were back then. Have you made the movement forward that you were being asked to make? Have you made those strides and opened yourself up more? And if not, then invite that again in the highest and best good to shift in your life so that you can be in alignment with the highest timeline for you. We do want to look and see who else is coming into. There are a lot of master energies that are incarnated at this time, aspects, just like we were talking about the aspect of Moses being in many different people. There are many aspects of masters being activated at this time. And in your mind's eye, just look and see across the planet all of these beautiful master energies being activated. And we are very excited that this is all happening, because many people are always asking, where are we at on this ascension process? Where are we at? And it has been like the hurry up and wait game, yes? And get moving, get moving, get moving. And then it's like nothing's really feeling like it's happening. And we're saying to you right now, it is happening. Activation is happening everywhere. And these higher levels and frequencies are happening. And the best way, because a lot of it has been so subtle in many of your lives, is to look back at where were you last year at this time? Where were you 2 years ago at this time? And you can see how much your own life has moved in such a short period of time. And know that this is happening for everyone in their own way, in their own pace. It is happening. And so when you put that on a global scale of ascension, then you have to know that this is much bigger than what you're seeing. If you watch the news, you're only going to see the parts that they want you to see on the news. We want you to think bigger than that. On a global scale, there are billions of people on this planet. We've already talked about how not all of them, some of them are the background people. And so you have to take that into account, that some of the people that you think are not awakened are indeed the background people. They will not be showing signs of awakening. And so that eliminates a large group of people off of that number. And then you bring in that other collective that is a soul-bearing body and their awakening process. And they are really, really moving into some beautiful spaces. And yes, there are still some that are not quite there yet, but think about that. If you were in a room full of people singing in church and you're the only one not singing, eventually you might break down and start singing, right? So we want you to know that your high vibration and your joy and your laughter and your loving of life is it is contagious. That is the word we want. You can pass that on, and you can move it into somebody that is feeling desolate and doom and gloom. You have the ability to rise them up with you, and especially if you do it as a collective, as a group, and embrace somebody that is struggling and just move them into a better place with you. So we do want to say there is somebody that is listening to this show that is carrying the stature of a king. And we keep seeing it. It is like this beautiful robe and this beautiful crown. And they are bringing in this energy of a king, somebody that is going to be a great leader, somebody that is ready to step into their power in this. And we don't mean somebody that is going to be bringing in power over the people, but power with the people. And we hope that this is an indicator to the leadership that is to come to your world. That this is a demonstration of something that we are going to see in a upcoming leadership in the planet. But we are seeing this robe, this beautiful crown, and this energy that is fatherly, that is comforting, that is strong, that is independent, that is something that is bringing strength, courage, wisdom, comfort, compassion, and love into the leadership role. And so that is exciting for us to see that as well, as we do see a shift coming in the form of the leaders of the world. And we do hope that that will happen for you all soon, as we could hear in our mind, when will that happen? And we do not have a time for you, but the fact that we are seeing it shows that it is hopefully in the near future, and that this leadership of compassion and coming from a place of love, that everyone could experience that, and the fear can drop away when it comes to the leaders of the world. And that is a prayer that we hold for you as well.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We have about 10 more minutes. But Tracie did have a question. It goes, what else should we look into or book for this year? What else? What kind of events or things that we should do this year? And she wanted to get your opinion about it, your take.
Yes, let's look at that. We do see the Mount Adams. We like the mountain. The energy of the mountain is very activating for many. And there will be, remember last year, she reminds us of this often, where we said, you're not going to see us. Well, this is going to be a different experience. You're going to have a lot more activity, and you're going to be able to sense a lot more on the ranch this year. We do anticipate that the weather might treat you a little nicer as well.
Oh,
now,
perfect.
We move away from that, and we see you moving more towards, we want to put you a little bit into the center of the States, and then also on the East Coast. And we feel like there is going to be at least 2 more events past the ECETI event, and possibly 3, that you could be creating and networking with others. And so if somebody is watching that wants to have these fine people come out and do a workshop or network through doing some sort of event, reach out and let them know. And you never know what could happen with that, but we do see 2 more, possibly 3 more going on for you. And it does feel like it starts over in the West Coast where Tracie is at, and then moves inward and then to the East Coast. And so we do want to stagger you through the States to move some energy through and activate people throughout that as well. And then we do see something happening a little bit more south, maybe possibly in your hometown, Jason, maybe something closer to where you live. And there could be an event being held there as well. Or maybe it is one of the, she is in here going, maybe it's that cruise that you were talking about. That would be. So maybe you will get her on a boat after all. But we do see that there are doors opening for that to happen. And there are people who do desire you to come visit and share in these events with others around the world. So that will start to grow. But we do think this year will stay in the States, but that could change. What do you want? What do you desire? You know how that works. If you want it to be bigger, it can be bigger. If it's too overwhelming, you can make it smaller. You are in charge. And so you both can collaborate a little bit more on that and decide what is it that we would like to imagine happening here. And so we do think that that is something that can be very much a reality in your world. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Sounds good. Is there any other messages from any other collective?
Let's just find out. We do feel the sense of who wants to come in and talk about this? We are going to bring in the Palladian group. They want to talk to you about the children of the sun. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, we were getting Tracie's body ready for our channel for us to come in, and we were talking, and the children of the sun that had come up in one of Tracie's sessions, and we think this is a perfect opportunity to bring in more information around the children of the sun. And what we say to you is before you referenced the children as starseeds, as light workers, and however you refer to them as sparks of light. And now we have the sun portal is wide open. And so we have all these other beautiful galaxies moving through these portals and also wanting to be part of this ascension. As the earth heals, it is moving the energy of not just your galaxy, but the multiverse into new frequencies. And so everybody, if only you all knew, and you do on some level, how big this really is. And so everyone is wanting to come in and move through these energies and help raise the planet. And the experience is one of great growth and great expansion. So one might think, why would you want to come into this earthy realm with all this duality and all of this crazy mess? But these children are coming in because the frequency has been risen. Those that have already come in and done the work and had plowed the path and have worked so hard to bring this earth into its new phase, its new energy, has raised that that energy and frequency enough that now these other, one might say, hybrid energies can come in, those with the more the bigger capabilities of learning faster and learning more and teaching. They will be teaching many. As the children, soon you'll be finding children that can move objects with their minds. That's coming as well. And the ones now, they are learning things so fast. They hear it, they can do it. And they listen to music, they can play the music. They pick up an instrument and they will know how to do it. They sing, they move their frequencies, their voices into these pitches and levels that one would think a child should not be able to reach, but yet they are advanced and they know that these frequencies that they are using with their voice are creating change and shift within the environment that they are in. And they're bringing in light codes and energy with all of that. These children, they are trying to understand still humanity, because humanity is still in this place of not being truthful in their expression. One might think that, here's a good example when one says, hey, are you feeling okay? And really you're not, but you say, yeah, I'm feeling fine. That is not a truthful expression. And so children who are picking up on the real frequency of what is going on, they are confused by the answer. And they will start to bring more truth into the planet. And so be ready. If you are somebody that is not in their truth, you are going to be hit with this frequency, and you will be having to step into your truth just a little bit more. Use your voice just a little bit more. But these children are bringing in these beautiful frequencies. And it is a wonderful expression, the children of the sun. And there is a lot of Lyran activity around these children, a lot of Lyran guardians. We have already been experiencing those who have been connected to the Syrians and the Palladians and the Andromedans and so on and so on and so on, and connected to the inner earth beings. And the Lyrans have been very connected also with those waves of people coming in. But they are very connected to this particular group of beings because the Lyrans carry the biggest, most beautiful frequency of heart chakra. And they are bringing in these children and just surrounding them with love and helping to support and keep their frequencies so that they may experience this world. As you know, just like the original wave of volunteers had to come in and plow the path, what a harsh reality that was for them to bring in the new age, bring in the hippie era, and bring in all of these new thoughts. And now this wave of kids, this new generation is bringing in a higher frequency, and they have much the same type of path where they have to bring in and move this higher frequency into the earth. And for those that are not ready to experience that yet. They will be giving them the same resistance that the first wave was dealing with when they came in. And so we want to support these new children. We want to allow them this place of growth. One of the places that they are going to be really demanding a change is in the school systems. And so for all of you parents out there that have brought in these new children, Tracie is in the mind right now going, I pray for you, because these school systems need to change. They are not feeding the minds of the children. They are programming the minds of the children. And that is not to be a negative thing. That is not us casting judgment. It is just an area that needs to change to create more love, more light, more embracing of the individuality, of the conscious mind connection, that everyone gets to be an individual, gets to be who they are. You do not have to conform. Not everybody has to stand in a line, and not everybody has to eat with a fork and cut with a knife. You know what we mean. And these new children are going to be resistant to conforming. And so you'll see some of that happening. And if you see it, support it and help them move through that. It is a very tough job for these children, but they are very brave souls coming in to do that. And let us step into the expansion and move into the change. There's so much fear around change, yet change is always there, isn't it? And if we can let go of the fear of the change, and isn't 2020 all about that? Many have said if you don't step into the flow of 2020, it might be a bumpy ride. And so we are here to remind you again, step into the flow of 2020, step into the flow of change. Let change move through you in this next year and the years to come, because it is all setting you up for a more beautiful, softer frequency and enjoying energy that is coming in. So let that be embraced, and embrace these children and help them as best you can as you support and love them and see them. Let them know you see them, because it is very hard to be the one who brings in the change and brings in the resistance to old ways to try to eradicate and shake it up and create something new. And so we applaud them for their bravery, just as we applaud each and every one of you that have come in with the love in your heart to create change on this earth realm. And it is happening, just as they were saying earlier, as the Arcturian friends have been saying, it is happening, and it is growing, and it is growing more rapidly now as more and more people are talking about it, speaking about it, holding the intention, visualizing it, and it grows every single day. And you embrace that, look at it yourselves, move into your mind's eye and ask to see the beautiful world growing, and see it in your mind as it is expanding, and these energies are getting stronger and more manifestation of your desires is becoming evident. And step into that and enjoy it. And that is what we have for you today.
Interesting. Thank you for the information. Is there a difference between the children of the sun and the indigo children, or is that very similar or different?
It is all of those things, Jason. It is very similar in the fact that they are the first wave of the sun, of the children of the sun. They are from other galaxies that are outside of this one. So the call has been made for when the indigo, crystal, and rainbow children came in, or the three waves of children came in, depending on whose version of it that you are reading. And so the call has been made, and those from surrounding galaxies have come in and volunteered, and you have your Palladians, your Sirians, your Andromedans, your Lyrans, your all of these councils that are coming in to help, and everyone that is a light worker has spent many lifetimes in all of these other realms. And then the sun portal has opened, and these new waves are coming in from these other multiverses far from this one, and they want to participate. And that is what we are calling the sun children. And so they are much like the indigos who came in to plow the path for the crystal and the rainbow children. And this is the first wave, the sun children that are coming in to plow the path, to create the resistance, to change the school systems, to break down these systems. But they needed their counterparts. They needed the first three waves to be here, as now the grandparents and the parents and even possibly the siblings to these new waves as they come in, because they need that high frequency home to reside in, that home that's going to support them and say no to the things that are not conducive to the flow of the high energy. And without getting into all the controversial backgrounds of what those things are, everyone knows what they are. And these children, they are resistant to it, whether that is through an allergic reaction or through resistance and behavior in a classroom, or whatever means it might take to draw attention that a certain system needs to be changed, eradicated, or disposed of. And so yes, their indigo pattern is there as being the ones who plow the path. And then the next wave will come in to help set the energy and the frequency of the new pattern, or the new system that will take its place. And then possibly even another wave to come in and just raise the frequency yet again into that love and high vibration of oneness.
Interesting. Well, I don't have any more questions at this time, so unless there's anything else you would like to share.
We just want to thank everyone for coming with an open mind and an open heart. And so many of you share and share your kindness with others on this page, and we thank you for doing that. And we know Tracie and Jason are also holding great gratitude for you, and they enjoy the interactions with you as well. And we thank you for participating and for joining us here, and for watching and helping us grow and reach more and more people as the collective continues to gather here. So we thank you so much for allowing us this platform to speak to you all. And we will go ahead and bring Daniel back in, and we thank you with many blessings from the Palladian group. We thank you so much. And here I am again, but I really have nothing else to say. Is I think that it has all been covered, and we just want to do the same as the Palladian group, and we want to thank everyone for being here and for creating such a dynamic and wonderful energy, and for opening yourselves up to be a collective in this way. And we thank you so much for calling on us. As we said in the last video, we do hear your calls, and we come to you and we assist where we can.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
You are welcome. We will bring Tracie back now.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Had fun?
Fun to be Palladian for a little bit. Yeah. Had
What was
long,
that like?
blonde, flowy hair, and
like someone had a fan and it was just like
yeah. It was an interesting energy. It was definitely feminine and very confident, or that feeling of just like, I don't know, I would get stage fright. You know, this one just moves in and she's just very matter of fact, here it is, very knowledgeable and interesting. It was interesting to see the like when she was saying the portal to the sun is open and these are the children of the sun. It was like my mind went to the sun, and then I just took off, and I went through like almost like a wormhole, and then there was just like this expansiveness of all of these other groups of beings that are going, oh yeah, we could come help. We could, yeah, let's go do that. You know, and it was almost like there was just this whole nother group or groups of people that are ready to come in and help do whatever needs to be done here.
Hey, the hard work's done. So, I mean, come on.
I don't know that I would want to be a child these days right now until some of these, I mean, I see my kids going through school and they're just so bored. And like out here, I don't know what it's like over there, but out here, it's a small school, and the electives in like the high school are just about nothing. And You know, they go to school, they go to all their required classes. Half the kids are getting out early. And, you know, when I went to school, it was hard to get out of school early, you know, as far as like, oh, I got enough credits, so I don't need 7 classes, I only need 5. They let them do that all the time here now. And the kids are leaving schools. Well, for us, it was, okay, well, you do electives, go do art, go do photography, go over here and do some sort of PE or some sort of activity, wood shop, mechanics, welding, cooking, whatever. And now it's like, well, what kind of elective do you have? Well, what do you mean elective? You know, it's like, well, do you do art? No. Oh, I think they still have PE, but you know, it's like, it's so limited. I think they have
That's
FFA, Future Farmers. They have the FFA. They have, I think they might have a wood shop class, and then they have, I don't think they have photography anymore. Anyways, there's just a lot of things that it's like, I wouldn't want to be a kid in school today. It's just all work, no play. So.
Yeah, woodshop was fun. I like woodshop. And I have to ask one of my friends, I still think they have like a full schedule. You know, you don't have to leave early, you know, unless you happen to be behind, like in school, like you were behind. So you had to take an extra year, but yet you didn't have to take the full amount of time. That was the only way.
They call that the super senior.
Yeah, something weird like that. And you still had to take that year, but you didn't have to take all those classes. You took like
just the ones
just half
graduated.
Yeah. Or you graduated in December versus like everybody else, whereas the summer. So but I still think they still go for it. They're still there. They better be.
That's right. Oh, should I drink out of mine now too?
Hello.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking going on.
Yes. The Ascension energy, were you seeing anything special with that?
I love that blue ring. That looked really cool. So there was that diamond energy, and it was just kind of like glass almost, you know, just kind of a glassy looking energy. But that blue, dark blue band that went around it, what it looked like it was going to do, and that it hasn't done yet, I don't think, is, you know, like when you get that little ripple, like it would go boom, and then it'll ripple into that diamond energy and just send frequencies like a vibration through the diamond energy. That was the impression I was getting with the blue ring outside of the diamond one. So we'll, if we're ready to receive it, we're going to be able to create a lot of things. So Jason and I need to get some ideas down on paper. Where do we want to be this year?
Yeah. I guess that would be the next question. What were you seeing on your side? What did Daniel was saying, huh? East Coast
well, he was showing the mountains. Actually, Mount Shasta might be an option too, depending on how we could orchestrate that. Because I know the window to go to Shasta is kind of small because they close it because of snow.
Interesting.
So I don't know if we'll pull that off this year, but maybe next year we can do some sort of little dance with that, with Mount Adams and Mount Shasta.
Rotate.
Yeah. But I don't know where the central part was. I was trying to get a better grip on that, but the East Coast really kind of felt more like Florida. Somewhere in Florida for that. But so it went.
We can visit Sarah in Key West.
That's right. We'll get Sarah on board with it all, and maybe she'll host us. But yeah, and then it went south. So it went straight across almost, and then it went south. Well, kind of at an angle, I guess, because we're up by Washington. But I don't know. We'll have to maybe throw darts at a map and see where it lands. Or maybe somebody that's listening will be like, hey, there's this facility out here and you guys got to come. So, yeah, we don't know what we don't know. Right. So maybe that's going to happen. But
another ranch.
Yeah, so maybe there's another ranch. You know, there is one in Australia.
Ah, yeah, I think so.
Maybe we'll have to connect up with that guy. He's connected with James Gilman. Maybe we'll end up in Australia. So all you Australian listeners, let's manifest.
Chris.
That's right, Chris. We'll put it all on Chris. Make it happen.
Oh, I think
that would be amazing. Matter of fact, I saw that guy posting today. His name's Peter. I can't think of his last name. But he was posting because, you know, it's summer over there right now, and they're all sitting in this beautiful little circle doing a sky watch and making videos and stuff. So.
Yeah. But the ECETI, there's like a ECETI in Australia. Is that the one you're talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard him talk about that one.
Yeah.
Just to do a few of them, what I heard. A few locations.
Could be. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It could be that could be a destination point at some point.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what would also be pretty nice is New Zealand. So
yes.
My family stayed in New Zealand at a period of time of their lives.
Well, we know people in New Zealand too, Joanne.
Oh,
maybe. What? Yeah, we'll name throw a little. But yeah, I know at least 3 people over in New Zealand. So if you guys are all watching, hello. Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's a manifestation we can create too.
That would be
we
cool.
Could do a piggyback trip and do both because, you know, if you're going to go to one, you might as well hop over to the other.
Absolutely. That would be cool. That would be interesting. Was there anything else you were seeing with the Ascension energy? Was there anything else?
Probably. By the time I get to this point of it, like, well, I remember the yellow energy that was moving around. It was just like there's all these downloads that are accessible to us if we just ask for them. So remembering to ask for them. But yeah, that yellow energy was like information, and it was floating around everybody's crown chakras. So it's there. It's there.
Yeah. Perk.
If you guys are experiencing some ascension like symptoms, you know, share them with everybody so that, you know, other people might be sharing that same thing as well.
I think even Daniel suggested that as well. Comment below.
Yeah.
What are yours?
Yeah, because it might help somebody else that doesn't realize it's an ascension symptom or something. I know that I was talking to somebody that was getting a lot of sinus pressure and pressure up through here, like third eye and sinus, and so, you know, that could very easily be an ascension symptom. A lot of people are purging with that, with not the coronavirus, but with flu bugs and different sinus and throat things, and just purging out a lot of energy, and so, and it shows up in the body physically. You know, if we're getting rid of stuff, it can show up like that. So
yeah, I know Monday I was so tired. I was just drained, done.
Yeah,
I was whooped. I didn't want to focus on any projects or nothing. So
yep, it's good to take a day off and honor your body when it does that. And yeah, I think for me, Saturday and Sunday were kind of those days. And then yesterday, so Monday was, I had 2 sessions and a little, what do I call it? The Monday night intuitive group that I gathered up on Monday, and we had a nice little visit because it had been a while since we had gotten together. So that actually had been put on hold because I had been putting so much energy into everything, and I had been feeling depleted. So we hadn't gotten together for a while. So it was good to see everybody again.
All right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think we covered another successful video. So
a lot of information, lots of stuff going on with the energy. So let's see how fast March goes. I was like, I don't want March to go fast. I got some good plans in March. I want to enjoy it.
I was kind of thinking, I was like, damn. I was like, what happened to February? I know it's a short month, but man.
Well, they told us this year was going to be like that.
I know.
going to be fast. And it's like, yeah. Well, and on my last 5-card pull, everybody was teasing me because I kept saying February and it was March. It's for this. Yeah. So look, a little helper.
Oh, so cute.
Lots of love going on.
Is that the one that's usually behind you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she's probably going to ask me to move so that she can scoot behind me. But yeah, this is little Latte.
Oh.
You love your mommy? Maybe.
Like a caramel latte?
Yeah. Little caramel latte. Yeah, just enough of that on her. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Well, on that note, I'm going to let y'all two go so y'all can do what y'all got to do.
Cuddle. Puppy cuddles.
That's right. So.
All right. Well, thank you again, Jason. And thank you, everybody.
Take care. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.